Supposed to play the music. Guess what? Guess what?
Da-da-da.
So we put that a little item away, if you remember correctly, to
You
play
told
the
me that
music.
you didn't need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We need it.
I made a big mistake, didn't I?
Okay.
Again,
La-da-da.
I'm always reminded of these mistakes that I make, but whatever. Hello and good morning, everybody, and welcome to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Shut up. Just shut up, Mars. In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. It is Saturday, September 27th, 2025. Glad you could join us today, and we welcome you. Coming up, Paint House's Randy Borcherding talking about his journey to become a successful paint engineer
Absolutely.
and mixologist. And those are my words that I kind of gave him a new title.
Sure.
Jeff has this week's Motor Minute. I'll also give you my thoughts on driving the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. All of that and more coming up in this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, who if you're watching on video, you can see him over there on the right-hand side of the screen. Is he frozen again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And then over on the left-hand side, live and in living color,
There you
it's
go.
me and my partner,
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah.
And then there at the bottom of the screen, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, our man of the hour, Randy Borcherding. Paint House. And good to see you, Randy. Thanks for joining us today. And I'm not going to get sidetracked today because
Whatever.
the only reason that we had you back so soon is because I, Don Armstrong, forgot that we really originally wanted to talk to you about your history, your story, how you got into the paint business. How did that come about?
It sounds cliche and kind of silly, but starting building models as a kid, since 7 or 8, 9 years old, I don't know, but I always enjoyed painting them and coming up with interesting colors out of the old Testors spray cans
Mhm.
to make them look interesting. And entered a model contest in Colorado Springs when I was probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. Got a first place, and maybe that's where it happened. I don't know, but it's just been an evolution of that beginning.
Now,
And
so
school of hard knocks, if you will.
So
Wow.
let me ask you this: while Mr. Mars fiddles with our picture
Yeah,
quality here,
yeah.
I wanted to know when you started painting cars. At least for me, when I was painting cars, they had little bitty spray cans that you could use to paint the car with. Is that what you used?
Yeah, absolutely. The aerosols.
Yeah.
And back then, they even had a little add-on thing you could buy that was kind of a pistol grip.
Yes.
So you kind of felt like you were spraying with a spray. It was just
Right.
It was silly and plastic, but when you're 9 years old, it felt cool.
Yeah. And you made sure that you didn't have, you didn't do it in a dirty garage floor or something like that to get stuff in the
Yes.
paint. Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's bring it up to kind of the present day when you actually got into a real honest to God paint booth.
Well, certainly a different environment. And
Yeah.
my first booth was homemade. It actually did pretty good work. We took cars to the Grand National Roadster Show that were painted in a homemade paint booth. So
Wow.
don't feel like you can't accomplish something just literally in your garage or your backyard because you don't have a $50,000 or $100,000 box to put things in.
Yeah.
It's
Now
absolutely possible.
Now they have those you can buy and set them up in your backyard. They're inflatable. And
Oh yeah,
all that stuff.
I've thought about that becoming this have gun / booth will travel
Mhm.
setup with one of those temporary inflatable booths. They're pretty fascinating.
When you started the whole paint booth stuff, what did you use for your first paint booth to call it a booth?
It was PVC pipe and plastic sheeting, and a couple of those little cheap box fans to pull air through the structure.
Mhm.
What did you use a filter with the fans or no?
Well, I figured that out, that I needed air going in because otherwise you just suck the thing closed.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
yes, air conditioning filters. It was truly a homemade thing, and with some trial and error, it worked.
And I find all of that fascinating. I see some of that on television today where I can't remember, was it the garage show that
There's several out there.
yeah, there's several of them where they don't really have a real paint booth and they can't get the car into a paint booth, so they build one. And it's not really that big a deal with today's technology, like you said, plastic pipes and some cellophane, if you will.
Yeah.
High wraps, all that.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
right.
it's not that big of a deal. What's the importance of that? Why can't you just paint it out underneath the tree?
Well, I would say two reasons. Number one is you don't want all the overspray going everywhere. It's your neighbors probably aren't going to like it,
Yeah.
and it tends to land on things and not want to come off. And number two would be cleanliness of the paint job. You want to keep as many things out of the film as you can: bugs, dirt, leaves, pterodactyls, whatever. Um, it's keeping the paint job clean. A lot of these finishes are very sensitive to that. Metallics and pearls. Anytime you get something that lands in the paint, they tend to amplify themselves, and you see them bigger than they actually are. So the cleaner the paint job, the better.
There's also temperature regulation when you do that too. You can't paint it too cold or paint it too hot. It's got to be like the Goldilocks type thing.
True. In the world of urethane paints, which is what I live in, it's a 50 degrees to however hot it is window, but you get under 55 or 50 degrees, and a lot of these, and actually all of them, as far as I know, these catalyzed products, the clear coats, the primers,
Yeah.
and now even the base coats, they won't dry. They won't catalyze. They won't do their voodoo and witchcraft to
But what
make
do you
them
wind up
harden.
with a sticky paint job after it's
Well,
allegedly dry?
you end up with a half dried film that never hardens fully, and it's just kind of mushy. And
Interesting.
in theory, it doesn't continue drying later. It just stays locked in that state, and now you got a problem.
Wow. That's a major problem. I guess the only
It
way to
is.
cure that is to remove
Yeah,
all of
just
that and start all over
sand it
again.
all off.
Yeah, I've had to. I've learned that lesson,
Wow.
among others.
So let's talk about color, because
Yes, sir.
obviously you have somehow perfected the art, and that it is, of coming up with your own unique colors, not only for the cars that you paint, but for other people
Right.
to use in their paint booths. How did that come about?
It was truly through a customer that had a color on an OEM vehicle. He said, I like it, but I want to change this about it. So you add and you subtract, you take this thing out, maybe you put a different thing in, and next thing you know, you've got a custom color. The important part is to document what you did so it's repeatable
Hmm.
down the road. And it started with one blue pearl and has evolved into now we probably have, I don't know, 50 or so
Wow.
repeatable colors but for the most part, I'd say 80% of what colors we sell are probably four of our mixes, reds and blues. That there's some reason those are the most popular.
I'll be darned.
That's interesting. Do you find that guys that are looking for a custom color, do they ever use new style factory colors? Randy, I really like this silver that they've come out with this on the Corvette, but can you start there and let's customize it a little bit? Do you do that?
I have, yes, sir. We're doing one for a 34 Plymouth right now, where the art that was drawn, the rendering, features two, it's either Honda or Toyota colors, kind of a sage green and a darker green, very pretty two tone. But there were things he wanted me to change in those two colors, which I did. And he gets his own personal color, but they were based off of an OEM starting point.
Yeah.
Do you name it after the customer that's requesting it, or you just come
Uh,
up with a name
it
like
it depends. There's times when I personalize it for the customer. Other times it's my quirky sense of humor. Most times it's probably that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Well,
find
we know you have a
joy,
sense of
makes me
humor.
giggle.
very
We know that
quirky?
you have a sense of humor because you keep appearing on this show.
Yeah.
And
Or I'm a
there is
glutton for
that.
punishment, one or the other.
Yeah.
So these model cars that you built growing up, did any of you take any of those to SEMA?
The big model cars,
The big one.
the big cars, yes, we take them to SEMA all the time. We got one that we're about to pick up from upholstery later today, actually. MTI up in College Station has done a beautiful job on the 68 Roadrunner. It's I'm gonna just call it a hot pink. The name for it is Ransbury. Because you can get away with that with a Mopar. They had pinks and greens and bright
Mhm.
colors, purples that no other manufacturer seemed to get away with. So I came up with a very loud color and put it on this Roadrunner, and hopefully it gets people's attention. We'll see.
Cool.
Now, the SEMA that I am familiar with happens in October. And this, you're
Yes,
talking about taking it coming up next month.
correct.
And you're just now gathering it up from the upholsterer.
Right. But
What's
in
your
this case,
timeline?
the upholsterer was about the last thing.
Okay.
There's a few items that still need to go on the car, front and rear bumpers, some lower trim panels, a general just overall cleanup of the paint. But for the most part, I'd say right now, after upholstery, it's 95% done.
Cool.
Now, that doesn't mean we won't have challenges, and this last 3.5 weeks won't be stressful, but I feel like I don't even want to say it outside. I am not ahead of the curve. I'm not saying it. There. I did not say it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yes, and we totally get that. I know my dear friend Bill Seitz helped me with my first car show after a custom paint job on the '77 Corvette,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the thing disassembled as far as I could get it, and Bill helped me put it back together. And of course, 2 nights before we were going to do the move in, it was still on jack stands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that you're familiar with that, and it was
I am.
yeah, it was a rush. It was nervous Nelly, and Bill and I somehow got that car ready. I had
Yeah.
completely redone the interior in it, and I did get the first place on it. I
It's
did
it's
in
called
retros-
youth and caffeine.
pretty much. Yeah, that's exactly right. And late nights, and
I got the
with
caffeine. I've run out of the youth.
yeah. Well, haven't we all? Did you have to go there?
Yeah, he did.
But so are you going to take it out there yourself with your truck
sir.
and hauler? Now the hauler is only a 1-car hauler.
Correct. It's 40 feet long, holds one car, but it gives me some extra room. We've got a bathroom in it. It's an ATC trailer. And I've had smaller trailers. Yeah, they're a little easier to maneuver, but I like having some room to move around. If I need to haul some extra stuff, it's not so cramped.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let's talk briefly here about what you got in the shop. Obviously, that's a good-looking Oldsmobile behind you. Convertible, it looks like.
68?
What year is that?
68. It's on a Art Morrison chassis. Has a retro decorated LS3, but it looks like an Oldsmobile engine. It's shot wheels. It's about to go to upholstery next week, but it's going to get actually an original upholstery. They did not want to go the full custom route. So this car will have a much more traditional look and feel about it, but still drive like a modern hot rod.
That's the best.
Now, when you do this, you don't go out outside an outside source to do like remanufactured door cards and stuff like that.
We do. In this case, there are good, repop or remanufactured kits out there,
Right.
particularly in the GM and Ford world, where you can get a very nice reproduction of the original, and it's quality stuff.
And you can find the actual upholstery that goes on the seats and the other trim
Mhm,
in there
mhm.
that matches that color.
They've got matches for the original. It's a pretty well fleshed out industry in that there's some good products out there if you want a stock interior.
Yeah.
And there's some junk too. You just got to know which is which.
Right. Do the Chinese make that?
I don't think so. I think it's actually made here. Thank God.
Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
big fan of that.
Yeah,
So
we all are.
when will the Olds be done?
I'd say late this year. We'll have it up and running. We just got it under its own power last week, so we're in the test driving and working out the bugs phases right now.
Did you do the engine yourself?
We didn't build the engine; we installed it, and we did wiring via a friend of mine. He's a mobile electronics guy, and he's just a wizard with this stuff. Mike Swan, he's phenomenal. Does a beautiful job. Looks like an aircraft mechanic laid it all out, and it makes it easy to service, which is one of the things I'm a stickler on.
Well, I'm curious as to the look that you achieved, the stock look under the hood with an LS engine. I assume that there are parts out there that you can get that.
If you want,
accomplished.
I'll lift the hood here real quick and show you.
Yeah, I'd love to see that
If I
because
can
I'm
get it
all
open.
about that, the reliability of an LS engine, but
Yep.
also have the stock look of
Right.
the original. Yeah. Don't scratch the paint.
I know. All right, here we go. I'm going to grab the camera. Trying to look at it while I'm showing you. But
Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's got the original Oldsmobile gold
Yeah,
paint.
Yeah.
crossover intake.
yeah,
It's got headers on it, and now were those valve covers? They look like the old Corvette valve covers that I used to have.
They're a little stout, aren't they?
they're Offenhauser brand, so it's a traditional hot rod valve cover that I don't know. It just looked kind of cool, a little
Yeah,
decorated,
does look
but
nice.
not too fancy. It's not all chromed out. It looks like Oldsmobile might have put that there
Yeah.
Does it have Offenhauser on it?
on the valve cover. Yes, it does.
Yeah, yeah.
See, not
Love
a lot of overdone billet, because a lot of folks will
No,
pull out all
no,
that
no.
billet on there and it looks like trash.
Being that they were sticking with a more traditional, certainly interior, I didn't want to go off the reservation on this one, so we kept it very OEM stock looking. The only thing it's missing is a distributor, and if you're not looking for that, you'll never know.
Now, did this car actually have a hood blanket underneath there?
It would have, but we just paint it, and I can get this under there. Just a matte finish, just clean it up.
Ah, matte finish. So it is a little
Yeah.
bit different, but it's clean.
Yeah, we didn't smooth it. We didn't make a bunch of panels to hide something. It is what it is. You just try and go a level up, if that's the right way to phrase it.
I'm real
so that it looks
attracted to
nice.
that look.
Yeah.
That's my kind of stuff right there.
Yes, sir. Right.
Well, how
cool.
much? Yeah, very cool. We're very impressed, and best of luck to you at SEMA this year. I know you don't want to hear from us before you take that trek out there.
Well, thanks, fellas.
Yeah, thank you very much, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for the history, the story, and we love you, man. And take care of yourself.
Take care, guys. Thanks for
You bet.
Thanks for
You
letting
do
me
the
on.
same.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye.
Mr. Mars is going to say goodbye to Randy.
Yep.
I think.
Yep, he just did.
He just did, and he's going to hopefully put himself back up in the.
I think maybe he's still working on some technical issues.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well,
That's what I was. Since
well, if that's the case, are we going to be able to play the commercials?
if he's at his end, he can do that.
I know. Well, we can't.
Okay.
I don't have any control over that.
Do you want to pod me down and I'll go get that device?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, do that.
Okay. Wanted to remind you that just ahead, we're going to have a review of Toyota's new Mazda MX-5 Miata Anniversary Edition, and we'll also have Jeff's Motor Minute when the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this break. Stay with us. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
What the heck?
Something to wake you up there early in the morning.
How about you, all live and direct there, not frozen?
Mr. Mars, did you finally figure out why you were freezing
Yes.
up there?
Well, no, but I did contact Mr. Ainsley, and
Yes.
he pointed me in a direction, and we went that way, and we're going to find out what happens.
And you
now.
still showed up. I'll be darned.
There is that.
Still made it.
Hey, we'd like to invite everybody to join us for the live In Wheel Time Car Talk Show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Get one today. It's free.
And you get your in wheel time. What do they call that? The device. Never mind. Moving on.
Okay. Well, whatever. I don't know where your thought
He
process
said,
I
was
don't know
going there,
either.
but I'm sure it was good,
What are you
whatever it
doing?
was. Well, I'm trying to get some other stuff working here.
Okay.
For instance, the show open.
Mhm.
It's in that computer,
Oh,
but I need to
okay.
get that.
You want me to do this while you're doing
I
that?
do. That's what I
Okay,
was
well, I'm
going to
going to
tell
talk
you.
about my Motor Minute here with the grandioso introduction. NASCAR is rumored to increase horsepower to 750 in the next gen cars in 2026. Check this out. NASCAR introduced the next generation car in 2022 season, and the horsepower changed comparatively to the Gen 6 vehicle. Instead of 550 horsepower and 750 horsepower, depending on the package and the track, the next gen car is going to have 670 horsepower every week, standard. NASCAR drivers have pushed for more horsepower, and it seems they might just get their wish come true. According to Brad Keselowski, evidently he's a spokesman. He was on a podcast with Corey LaJoy. NASCAR intends to increase the horsepower in the next gen to roughly 740 to 750 for the 26 season. That's a lot. Wish I had it. It looks like NASCAR is going to change the rules next year where they likely the 740 to 750 horsepower because, right now, technically they're at 670, but realistically they're about 685 to 690. So there's a little tweaking, there's a little cheating going on. Keselowski also said he thinks NASCAR will increase the size of the spacer, which is good. We get a lot of horsepower too. And the next gen cars.
The size of the spacer, you mean underneath the carburetor?
Right.
But
right.
I thought that they were fuel injected. Is it still a carburetor looking
No,
type?
it's a fuel injected, but there's still spacer elements involved in that carburetor, how they have that brought in. So we'll see. I don't know either, but it's one of the most controversial topics of NASCAR over the last few years is on-track product has fallen short compared to its debut season back in 2022. So they're tweaking it. They're always trying to do something. They're always changing.
But there's nobody in the stands.
No.
So there's a problem there.
There is, and it's how they market themselves.
Well, it's how they market themselves. And I will tell you that I think that the majority of the fans have gotten older. They don't want to go to the racetrack.
Mhm.
And I don't think that they really like the new formatting.
No. All of what you said is true. In a lot of respects to a lot of fans.
I know that,
absolutely
at least
true.
I heard rumors that Dodge is coming back. That's a
Mhm.
good thing.
Well, hopefully that'll bring more seats, to be filled.
I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know. But
They've got other issues besides horsepower.
they do.
Yeah.
And that's getting butts in the stands.
Mhm. You bet.
Would you go if you had free tickets to go to Texas Motor Speedway up in Fort Worth? Would you go?
I probably would if I had free tickets. Yeah. The tickets nowadays are like anywhere from $50 to several $100 depending where you go. But it's not just the ticket price. It is getting there. You got lodging. You got a lot of walking. You got a lot of stuff going on. So I would go. I mean, I've been to Texas Motor Speedway a dozen times. Been to Kansas. They're racing in Kansas. Been there several times.
I've been to Talladega.
Yeah.
Love Talladega.
Went to the final in Homestead, Florida, the grand finale for NASCAR a few years ago. Kathy
I've been to Texas and I've been to Charlotte.
Mhm.
I've actually been to Daytona, but there wasn't a race there. I took a tour.
Yeah.
Because Amy was going to school right there across the track at Embry.
The other side of the tracks.
On the other side of the tracks. That's it. All right, so let's do this hour's car review, shall we?
Mhm.
Had a chance to drive the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Final assembly location, Hiroshima, Japan. Yes, home of the atomic bomb.
Mhm.
Available trim levels come in Sport, Club, Grand Touring, and 35th Anniversary Edition. If you're watching, what you're seeing there is the 35th Anniversary
Good looking
Edition.
car.
This is a two-seater. It's classified as a two-seater. And exterior changes from last model year. Well, it is part of the fourth generation that was originally introduced in 2016. This is the best looking Mazda MX-5 Miata that has ever been in existence as far as I'm concerned. I love the peaks on the fender wells up front. Notice how it's almost a Corvette-like look up there. Long hood, short deck, classic sports car shape. Crisp top of the front fender, low to the ground grille, bulging rear fenders to carry the rubber back there.
Sure.
Unique tail lights fit its unique overall design. What I liked about it, everything. I love the fact that the shape of it, including the grill, all proportionate. Nothing is overdone, but what is there is really outstanding, I think. Interior highlights. Love your passenger because it's very tight confines on the inside, and 6-footers, beware.
Oh boy.
Modern infotainment system and instrument cluster. Clean look dash design with no passenger side glove box. The tiny storage area is behind and between the two seats. It's interesting. You can't actually look in there if you're driving. You just got to kind of feel around in there, and hopefully you remembered where you put whatever it is that you put in there.
Surprise.
Trunk room is tiny. One overnight bag, that is all. What I liked about it, the easy to use top. It's a one-click thing for the top, and you put it down manually right behind you. And the same thing to put it up. There's no electric top or nothing like that. It's
Easy.
manual, but it works so well. It's unbelievable.
Nice.
The manual shifter that you see there, it is butter. It works like butter. I have
Wow.
never driven a car with a shifter like that. It's so smooth. Unbelievable. What could use improvement? Well, it is what it is. It's tiny. Well, I remember when they came out with this car and they sent all the press out there to debut the car. And everything about it, there is a name that they used, and it's a Japanese name. I can't remember what it is. For instance, like the steering wheel, where the steering wheel is placed in the car, it's dead center up front of the driver. If you will notice, your car,
It's
all
offset.
cars,
They're offset.
the steering wheel is a little bit offset one way or the other to accommodate the mechanics underneath the hood. Anyway, just a bit of trivia.
Cool.
2-liter 4-cylinder engine turns out 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. But let me tell you this. That is all about the fact, power to weight ratio. The car weighs nothing. And at 181 horsepower, it feels like it's got a great big block Chevy 400 horsepower motor in it.
Well, it's because you're in a small environment and you're low to the ground. So
And the car doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
Tow rating? No, there's none. Haul rating? It hauls butt. How about that? Manufacturers setup as far as miles per gallon is concerned, 26 city, 34 highway for combined at 29. I got 34.5 miles per gallon
Wow.
over 453.1 miles. What
That's
I liked
pretty-
about it, power to weight ratio is awesome. What could use improvement? This is a purpose-built sports car that can cut a rug around a road course racetrack. And if you want to go and have some real fun, get yourself one of these. What I liked about it, handling on this thing is awesome. What could use improvement? It may be a bit too stiff for those looking for a highway cruiser, because that it is not. It will cruise the highway, there's no doubt about it. But the ride, well, it's a sport car ride. Here's the pricing. Base trim price is $37,485. Price is tested $37,435. Now, I don't know what happened to the $50 there. Just by looking at it, I guess they want you to say, I like the car. Base model price. You can get in one of these for $29,530.
What?
Yeah. So here are the competitors. The Toyota GR86 starts at $30,400. Its cousin, the Subaru BRZ, starts at $33,210.
Wow.
The other competitor, if you want to call it that, the Mini Cooper, is $28,950. That's my review of the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Love the car. As far as a 6-footer person is concerned, it's a little tight.
I was going to say, so when you go to an amusement park, you have to be taller than this line to get into that
That's
car.
right, yeah.
If with the car, if you're taller than this line, you can't drive it.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. So I had my buddy that I work with, Matt. Matt got in it. Matt is a little heavier set than I am.
Okay.
By golly, he could fit. Now, his knees did touch the dashboard, but he could make it work. So I'm telling you, if you really want to, for no other reason, go out, take a look at it. I think that you'll really have a good time looking at the car if you don't want to buy it.
And a step up from that would be what, the Mazda 3 to be a little bit larger vehicle,
Yes,
kind of.
I guess. But
But
it's
you
size-wise.
lose the whole two-wheel thing,
Yeah.
though, when you do
Yeah.
that.
You lose the performance.
Hey, if you'd
aspect.
like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back after this quick break. Stay with us. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Rev up your engines. It's time to roll back in style at the Back to the Past Car Show. Join the Spring Branch Senior High School Foundation Saturday, October 18th at Cornerstone Academy, 9016 Westview Drive in Houston. Classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles, family fun, food, music, and memories. There's something for everyone. Proceeds benefit local students and programs. Don't miss the shine, the chrome, and the nostalgia. 10 to 2, Saturday, October 18th, Back to the Past Car Show. SpringBranchBears.com/car show for more information. In real time will be there too. We thank you for being here with us this morning. I messed up again.
Uh-oh.
And it's certainly not the first time. And I've been told throughout my life how many times I've messed up. So
You had three good teachers, huh?
That's
I didn't say it.
that hurts.
how many did you have, Mars?
Just two so far.
Yeah.
Just-
So far is, I think, the underscore on
That's
that
that's the lead in question.
one. So at any rate, if you're just joining us, thank you very much for joining us. I messed up and don't have the music ready.
But you could hum it.
Boom, chicka, 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 chicka. Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
That makes me want to
We're
dance.
going to go with Jeff's version of this.
He's frozen again.
He is.
Hey, this is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, our story of the week. Recalls, guess the sold car price. Mars has This Week in Auto History. Jeff has the racing calendar. I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. Frozen in eternity over. No, he's down there. He's
Oh.
down. He's down over here.
He's trying to get
See
unfrozen.
that little box right there?
Yeah, right there.
He's in there. Now he took the box away.
Oh, we scared him.
That's because I went like that.
You were going like this.
I was going like that over there. Yeah.
It's like a voodoo.
It is. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley is sitting at home going,
What in the heck? I'm glad I'm not there.
yeah, way to go, David. Thanks for not coming today.
And
So-
I brought donuts and everything.
Yeah.
So let's start. Yeah, you did. Let's start off with our story of the week. I just thought that this was pretty interesting. For nearly a century, automobile dealerships and consumers alike thumbed through pages of physical booklets to check the market values of used cars. If you're a car guy, you have too. You know about Kelley Blue Book,
NADA.
NADA.
I used to carry an NADA with me.
We all did.
Yeah.
Black Book,
Yep.
all that stuff. Estimates for everything from a 41 Packard Clipper to a 65 Ford Country Squire to a 97 Pontiac Sunfire could be found in those print products.
Do they make them anymore?
Now, more than 100 years after the National Automobile Dealers Association decided to formally track used vehicle values, those numbers are more likely found with the click of a mouse than a turn of a page. The first online vehicle classifieds appeared in the late 90s, and the decades that followed saw both the rise of digital shopping and the beginning of the end of the printed book. I got this story, by the way, from Automotive News. The last of its physical guides arrived in the fall of 2017, well after Kelley Blue Book's car values had been made available online. NADA started tracking vehicle values in 19 and 22. It was the year you were born, right?
Yeah.
Fresh off its own founding 5 years earlier, after the NADA started tracking vehicle values in vehicle values back then. Federal government approached the trade association about developing a way to track them to lend more transparency to the process. Auto dealerships weren't the only groups to use the guides to determine fair market value of vehicles. Other entities did too. From consumers, insurance companies, and lenders to governments and even divorce courts.
Oh boy.
States consulted NADA's used car guide when determining food assistance eligibility. I did not know that. For instance, after the Food Stamp Act of 1977 mandated they should consider the fair market value of a vehicle as a resource, insurance companies use the book values to set total loss thresholds, and lenders routinely check the guides for loan origination purposes. NADA printed a consumer version of the NADA guide. Car buyers also consulted the Kelly family's Blue Books, which rose in circulation during the mid-century. The Blue Book also played a key role in car valuations during World War II. I didn't know that. With materials and machinery redirected to support the U.S. war effort, very few consumer vehicles were produced. Demand for used vehicles soared. In 2015, NADA sold its used car guide to J.D. Power. It has become less efficient for dealers to consult a book now that they use software to run their retail operations.
And that makes sense because all the products, all the materials they were using for the war did not go to the cars. They pulled it from the cars to make the war happen.
Correct.
So
Right.
that's why the used went up. So that, I get that.
Dealerships felt they could plan better with quick access to real-time vehicle values that can fluctuate based on color, location, mileage, condition, and various other factors. Black Book in preceding years had dabbled in electronic delivery of wholesale car values by offering that data on floppy disks, remember those, and compact disks. Around the turn of the 21st century, it delivered data to handheld devices such as the Palm Pilot and BlackBerry.
Oh, yeah.
Consumer-facing data providers evolved their offerings too. Traditional physical booklet publisher Edmunds began offering CD-ROMs with its used and new vehicle values in the 1990s. Now, as a digital-first business, Black Book is working to move users to its mobile applications where wholesale vehicle values are updated every day. Thought that was an interesting story because I do remember those. All the car guys used to carry those around, either in their glove box, and then they'd be outdated by 3 or 4 months, whatever.
Yeah,
Gives you an idea.
the dealer would get
it would fit in your back pocket. It was small enough that you could carry it easy.
Yeah.
And this, we talk about all the devices run like you talked about all those the Palm Pilot and everything. This whole show is being run by a Commodore 86.
And the operator is also one of the first inventors of the Commodore 86.
Mr. Marconi in the other
city. In the other city. Mr. Mars over there in Neaterville. We're talking about you, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
It's better to be
talked about.
Talked about and frozen in time like you have been all morning long.
Like I've been doing all day.
Recalls BMW recalling 196,000 vehicles in the U.S. as the engine starter relay may corrode, leading to overheating and short circuit, increasing the risk of a fire. 2022 BMW 230i vehicles. The Supra has been built by Toyota in a collaboration with BMW, which includes a shared platform. That's why. Ford.
I'm waiting on this one. It's going to be tune in because we've got a 4-hour show for Ford.
Recalling 115,539.2 vehicles in the U.S. due to a defect that could cause the steering column's upper shaft.
There you go.
To detach.
There you go.
It's got to Martha.
Here, you drive.
Martha,
Here, you hold this.
And you just talked about the center line of the auto.
Well, this one here has got its own, own mind.
Here, you want to drive, you drive.
The issue can potentially lead to a loss of steering control. You think?
They're geniuses.
Affects vehicles from model years 2020 through 2021 and includes the F-250, F-350, and F-450 vehicles. Dealers will inspect and repair or replace the faulty component free of charge.
Of course. If you can drive it in, we'll fix it.
Do I have any more Fords in here? That may be the only one.
I wonder if they would. Do they do? Ford has that service where they do oil changes and tire repairs at your house. They've got a mobile thing through Ford. I don't know if that's through Quick Lane or not. Well, I wonder if they could do recalls through their
I don't
mobile
know.
guy.
This is not one of those they're going to update the software
No.
via the cloud. That's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah,
happen.
No.
Other recalls, replacement fuel tank may leak during a rollover crash. Notice that I said replacement fuel tank.
Mhm.
Cadillac Escalade,
Oh,
Chevy Tahoe, GMC Yukon 2021 through the 2024 model years. There's that. Damaged seatbelt retractor for a bunch of BMWs and Mini Coopers 25 and 26. Hyundai Palisade, seatbelt buckles may fail. Here, hold this. Hyundai charging port door panel may detach in the Ioniq 6 23 to 25. Loss of vehicle stability control from improperly tightened fasteners.
oh.
They don't say where the fasteners are, but
Well, stability control is in the I don't know if it's the wheel housing or the axle area, because I've had mine go out on my Cadillac, and they've had to replace them.
Hyundai Ioniq 5 2025. A bunch of Lexuses and Toyotas.
Yeah.
Instrument panel failure.
Oh, better let Kathy know.
Electronic stability control light may not illuminate. Chevy and GMC Silverado and Sierra 2026. Driver and passenger door trim pieces may detach. Jeep Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer 22 to 25. Side curtain airbag inflators may rupture. Pow! Ram 1500, 2500, 3500 for the 2018 model year. And the Alfa Romeo Giulia 2017 to 2019, loss of drive power. Now,
'Cause, she's been very fortunate. She hasn't had any recalls on hers.
here you go. Take that home.
I'll take that home. I'll mail it to her.
There's that. Okay. Time now for our Hemming Sold Car Roundup. We're going to go through this pretty quickly this morning because we're running a little short on time, but not too much. So if Jeff Heitzman and, oh, look at that. That's a new
Oh,
graphic.
there you go. We had that last week.
We
Yeah,
did?
Jeff and George are here. It
All
just we got to see if we can catch them fast enough. We kind of move kind of
All right.
fast sometimes.
The first car up this morning, 1967 Ford Mustang convertible, red in color. Mars is doing the changing on all this,
Yeah.
so I have nothing to do with it. Looks a little rough, but it's a.
Got a roll bar.
Is that a 67? I guess it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell 67 from 8 from a shot like that.
I wouldn't know. I never was a
I'll
Mustang
go with
guy, but
67.
whatever. Okay,
I'm going to say 12.
12,000. Mr. Mars, you're not allowed to join us anymore.
No, I was going to say I'm just making notes and
Keep
Why?
trying to keep up with everybody else. Heitzman says 25,000.
Yeah, I see that. That's good. We can put Mr.
put
Heitzman
Jeffrey-
up over
Yeah,
there.
if we can get it in time, we can do that.
Well, it's sold for $8,500.
Oh, my.
Oh, there's George.
George.
$89.99. Well, George wins.
Yeah.
Art Grindle, $89.99. Oh, Lord. Art Grindle used to be a car salesperson, owned a car dealership. Art Grindle Dodge
Well,
down
evidently
on-
he's been
down on-
reincarnated.
down on OST. And he, every Saturday morning, I guess it was at cartoons or maybe it was wrestling. I can't remember, but it was a live run through of the used car department and all of
They
the
would drive
drivers.
through.
They'd drive through and he'd stand on the hood of the car, whatever. And those that those that didn't run, he'd have guys push it through.
Kind of
And,
like on Meekum, though, they push them so that they can.
well, this is not because of Meekum, I can tell you that. Anyway, good one, George. Art Grindle Dodge. Okay, the next car up is a 1954 Chevrolet Corvette. Now, this is the first year for the Corvette, 54, and they were all painted this color. And had
Whites and
the whole 9 yards, what you see right there.
72.
72 is what,
did they all have the red interior like that?
Yeah.
yes.
Blood red.
Yep.
White with blood red.
And they had a beige top, and the windows were foldable part of the top. They didn't have roll down windows in the 54.
18. from
Heitzman
Jeff.
says 18. 18?
39 for 36
George
for
says
George.
36. It's sold for $63,000.
Oh, wow.
Because every once in a while I like to look at some of these cars that are originals. All right, next up, the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. Now,
That's yours, baby.
that is not a stock paint job
No.
on that car
Or a
with
hood.
this. Yeah, that's what I mean. The black stripe things on the hood. No, it's not. So
You think it's a real Z28?
I don't think so, but that's just my guessing. The
Yeah.
1969 Chevrolet Camaro. It looks like a Z28, but I think it's a
22.
22. George, we're dependent on you.
Come on, Art.
Okay. Jeff Heitzman says 21.
Okay, close. What's Art say?
Art Grindle.
Yeah,
Art-
Art's a little slow coming in off through Facebook. I'm not sure why, but
Well,
anyway,
it's slow like us.
yeah, it's old like
Uh-huh.
us.
Well, it sold for $33,075. Because, well,
George,
see,
20.
George is pretty close. 23. It sold for 33. All right. Next up, this is a car for George. A 1932 Ford Roadster with the actual flames. Look at that thing. That'd be a fun car to have, wouldn't it? A
Flathead
32,
and all.
yeah, with a flathead V8 in it.
You go, Richie Cunningham.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, 32 Ford Roadster. How much do you think that they got for that?
19.
Why-
19.
I'm also going to say 18.
Man, it's
18 to
got a
19.
top on it and everything.
Yeah. It's like the Miata he drove.
That would be so much fun to take on the
Hot rod.
Hot Rod Tour at Texas.
The flathead forward in there.
Yeah,
Look at that.
but look at the header pipe.
Well, it's got the zoomy underneath.
It
yeah,
does.
it's got the cap. Yeah, it runs down to an exhaust, but you
Okay.
can undo 3 bolts and you got it wide open.
Either that, or you could turn the water faucet handle down on the floorboard.
True.
How much, Jeff?
I'll go 17 to 18.
So David Ainsley says 20,000. Wow, I didn't know David was part of this.
It's 33 for
Confab.
Jeffrey.
Jeff is 33.
George,
George is 23, and it actually sold for 47,775.
Wow.
That's a showpiece there,
Yeah.
but how much fun would that be? Okay, let's move on. A 2005 Porsche Boxster.
That's about the size of your Miata.
Well,
a little
Just
bit bigger.
It's a little bigger, but it's still 2 seats.
yeah. All right, 2005 Porsche Boxster,
31.
31. Anybody else?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really
They don't
impressed with
care.
it. Yeah,
All right,
it's not
well,
one.
so I'm going to move on from this because we're running out of time. 2005 Porsche Boxster sold for $12,600. It
Wow.
must be ragged down.
David
or
got
something.
close. David's 9.
This is for Neaterville, Texas, and Mr. Mike Mars.
Yeehaw!
This is right up his alley, right here. A 1965 Chevrolet
That's cool.
Series C, and it's not even a bobtail; it's just the cab on a frame. But
That
boy,
is
is
cool.
that cool!
Yeah. I'd drive it.
I'd drive it,
It
and I would make it a bobtail and just put a flat bed on the back of it.
12 grand.
It almost looks like it's sitting on like maybe they took a body and put it on a newer frame or something.
I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know, but
for
the
them.
65 Chevy Series C, just the fact that it's a 65 is cool.
I'm going to go 12 grand.
12 grand. Jeff says 12 grand.
I think Heisman said 6.
George says 20.
18. 18.9.
Oops, my bad. Wrong, George.
Okay, well, we got to move on.
Okay.
It sold for $10,000.
Okay. That's a good price.
I'd say so too. It's even got the front badge up there.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, this is no, that's not the one we're going to use. We're not going to use. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry. This one is a 87 Jeep Wrangler. This is our last one of the morning. 87 Jeep Wrangler. How much did that sell for? Now this is the one with the square headlights that everybody hated
Yeah.
because of the
Only
square
year they
headlights.
made it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 grand.
$9 grand. Anybody else want to join in?
Let's see here. Let's see what.
David says 10 grand.
Yeah.
David, are you in the UP or when you leaving?
Heitzman 31.
Whoa.
Jeff
Oh,
He's buying 4 of them.
Here's David's. I'm not sure where that 10 came from.
13. Okay. Well, the 87 Jeep Wrangler sold for $11,025. $11,025.
Wow.
Okay. That's it.
Interesting.
Because we got auto history to go. All right, going to take a break. just ahead. The racing calendar, Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll bring you this week's automotive news. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is back in a flash. Stay with us.
Why did that not go?
We don't know.
I
And if
don't
it's
know
not
either.
going to go, then you need to let us know if it's not going to go.
Well, I'm not sure why.
Well, I know you're not.
How about this one?
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
Aye.
I like it.
Yeah, buddy.
You want to go eat some
I
crawdads?
know. Volume on that's a little bit loud there,
A little
Mr.
bit, a
Mars.
little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm wondering why in the world that happened. Like
I
that.
don't know. You're in charge, so we're just living in your world. That's all.
I'm sorry.
InWheel Time invites you to join our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central on InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. We hope you check us out. If you miss us, you'll be able to connect us through your favorite podcast channel. Time now for the racing calendar. Jeffrey, brought to you
You bet.
by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Thank you for that. IMSA racing is coming up October 11th. This is a little ways off here, but it's the Petite Le Mans in Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta at 12 noon. Now, last week, the GTP class, Cadillac finished 1 and 2. And I think Acura was 3rd. So congratulations to Cadillac out there. You got Formula One. They're coming up on Sunday, October 5th, which is a week from today. Pretty close. 62 lapper in the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. So there you go. NHRA, they're running again this weekend, the 26th through the 28th. It's the Midwest Nationals, the Worldwide Technology Raceway. So that's coming on this weekend as well. You got the trucks, Craftsman Trucks, October 3rd. So that's next Friday at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Roval, not the Oval, the Roval. And that's going to be on FS1. Then you got the Xfinity Boys in Kansas Lottery 300. I used to go to that race every year with Keystone. So it was a fun place to be. And then that's the 27th. And the 28th, you've got the Hollywood Casino 400. And again, that's in Kansas City, Kansas.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Time now for This Week in Auto History. Mr. Mars, frozen or not, is going to do This Week in Auto History. Take it away, Buster Brown.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to do that. So this week in auto history, I'm going to run through this kind of quick because we are running a little behind, like you said. In 1893, the Duryea Motor Wagon Company was founded. Now, this is important because they actually had the first gasoline
We'd
powered.
like to see you full screen there, Mr. Mars. Is that possible? Because we're just sitting here like lumps on the log.
Well, because I was wanting to make sure you were good.
Oh, God.
Now I can't see you. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm messing with you. Anyway, this led to the foundation of the Duryea Motor Wagon Company. Now, this is the first automotive manufacturing business that was actually way ahead, a decade almost ahead of Henry Ford. The other thing that happened in 1904 this week, the Buick Motor Company moves to Flint, Michigan. Now, this is important because this set the stage for Buick to actually become General Motors in 1908. They kind of developed it, but it also created the powerhouse of Flint, Michigan in the automotive industry. That's when people started moving there and it really started taking off. 1926, Route 66 was approved. 2,448-mile highway became the mother road from Chicago to Santa Monica. Went through several states. We talked about it through Texas and several other states. 1967, the first episode of Speed Racer. Forgot to push the buttons. First
You know what?
episode.
We're okay with all that. You just go.
Yeah.
On keeping
Speed
on.
Racer aired, and this is the Great Plan Part 1. Introduced Speed Racer and all his buddies. Now, in 1968, the AMC Javelin went on sale. Now, this was AMC's entry into the pony car wars against the Mustang and the Camaro. It was pretty stylish. It was pretty popular, but it just did not hang on and did not last very long. 1967, the Ford Aspire was produced. It never rang a bell when I read this and started looking
Aspire,
into it.
did you call it an
ASPIR. How do you say it? ASPIRE.
It's made by Taco Bell.
The
The Aspire.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Aspire.
Anyway, it ended its brief U.S. run in 1967. It was basically a world car, and they brought it in trying to be in the subcompact market. And it did not work very well.
What did you call it?
ASPIRE is the way it's spelled.
How do you pronounce that?
I pronounce Aspire.
Aspire.
How do you say it?
I'm
I
going.
think it would be called aspire. You aspire to be something other than what you are.
I'm
You
going down to
aspire
Art Greenlee's to buy an Aspire.
Aspire. Let me
Yeah,
have
yeah.
aspire. You got a war.
All
You
right,
need to
so
put that on next week's.
1984, Chrysler introduces the minivan. Now, this is something that it really has. It's still producing minivans, and it really is a family vehicle, a people mover. A lot of people use it for like small buses. You know, a lot of events use them to transport people, and it's really changed the world as we see, kind of leading into the SUV market that we're into now. 2004, Tata Motors actually rang the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. Whenever they become
hand in hand with Aspire.
They got a joint venture going. Welcome to the joint venture.
Yeah.
Tata Aspires.
Yeah, so that's the Tatas right there. Then in 2008, the movie Death Racers was released. Now, it's a low-budget action film starring rap duo Insane Clown Posse was the stars of this, and they were forced to compete in a deadly cross-country race. Lots of violence, dark humor, and over the top.
Kind of like this show.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh my gosh.
Bad. All right. Couple of stories I got to get in here. He didn't speak English. He was asked to leave his engineering studies at school in Tokyo. He was so short of cash that he hitched a ride to the United States on his uncle's freighter, landing first in Seattle, then moving to LA to earn a degree at the Art Center of Design. In less than 20 years, Tsutomu Tom Mutano died September 20th, just days before his 78th birthday, and he changed automotive history. In 83, after short stints at GM, BMW, Mutano joined Mazda and went on to design what would become the best-selling two-seat roadster in history, the Mazda MX-5 Miata that we reviewed this hour. The lightweight two-seater debuted in 1989 at the Chicago Auto Show. Mutano had a hand in shaping many cars and crossovers in his 28-year design career. That's Mutano's waterfall grill and America's top-selling car in '76, the Oldsmobile Cutlass. But you didn't know that. But is the first two generations of the MX-5 that propelled Mutano to the top ranks of the industry's designers. Mazda has sold more than 1.2 million MX-5 Miatas. Future versions are being considered, even though sales have slowed. So sorry to see you go. Good career. Thanks for what you brought to us. Stellantis has canceled the Jeep Gladiator 4xe amid an ongoing reassessment of its product plans, the automaker told suppliers in a September 19th letter. Automaker said the cancellation of the plug-in hybrid Gladiator is effectively immediately and all related activities canceled. Jaguar Land Rover extending the closure of its factories until October 1st following a cyber attack that has left its operations paralyzed and smaller suppliers struggling. JLR's factories in Britain produce about 1,000 cars a day, and the automaker is said to be losing tens of millions of pounds, with many of its 33,000 staff told to stay home. We'll keep you posted on that. That is not a good thing for anybody. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this quick break. Stay with us.
You own a car you love.
Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Rev up your engines. It's time to roll back in style at the Back to the Past Car Show. Join the Spring Branch Senior High School Foundation Saturday, October 18th at Cornerstone Academy, 9016 Westview Drive in Houston. Classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Family fun, food, music, and memories. There's something for everyone. Proceeds benefit local students and programs. Don't miss the shine, the chrome, and the nostalgia. 10 to 2, Saturday, October 18th, Back to the Past Car Show. SpringBranchBears.com/car show for more information. In real time will be there too. All things automotive, the award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. I'm sorry we didn't have the music this morning, but
We're going to hum along.
you do that. You and Jeff go ahead. Coming up, our auto story of the week, recalls. No, we've already done all
Yeah,
of that.
recalls,
Never
yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
all of that. We did that already.
We've got guests coming up.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Well, it's the award coming up. We're going to talk to the founder of Auto Fix It and how to find a reputable body shop. Later in Jeff's car culture, same cars, different names. And Mars has 10 things to do at the Texas State Fair. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, right over there.
Uh-huh.
Frozen
me.
again. Frozen again. Over here to my left is the fabulous, we always need more Jeff Zekin.
Keep going.
David Ainsley has joined us. He's not in the house at the moment, but he's here in spirit.
He's in here.
He's in the bathroom. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. It's been a comedy of errors, and I do mean comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what's going to happen in the next half hour or the next half hour after that. So we invite
It's a
you to stay tuned
surprise.
to be entertained. What?
It's a surprise.
Yeah. So do we have Elon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, let's pop him in there and say hello. Elon Mandel, founder of Auto Fix It, finding a reputable body shop. And I hope I didn't screw up your name too much. Did I?
Said it perfectly. Hi, gentlemen.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure to be with you as well. Nice to meet you.
So tell us about Auto Fix It. Now, let me tell everybody, this is OTTO.
Thank
Fix
you.
It,
Yes.
not Auto Fix It, but Auto Fix It, the man's name. So, tell me how this all came about.
Yeah, so I'm a technology guy in background, and I decided to build an app to connect drivers with auto body shops about a year ago, just because I felt like there was a lot of lack of transparency as far as where drivers can go to get their cars fixed and how much they should be paying. They don't really know ultimately until the car's usually in the shop already. And I wanted to just give drivers multiple options. So I created a mobile app, and it's also a website. And basically you take a photo of your car and you get a AI driven estimate, which is admittedly, it can never be super precise because there's always a lot of damage and collision damage that's maybe under the hood, so to speak. But it gives them an initial sense of how much they should be paying just off of that AI estimate. And then what we do is we connect people to auto body shops in their area, so the auto body shop can give them a more comprehensive estimate. So it does two things. It gives people some price transparency, and we're also creating new leads for auto body shops, which upon talking to a lot of auto body shops, they really need, because no one's very happy with Yelp or Google. No one's getting good leads from other platforms these days.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because my background a long time ago was in a car dealership, and they had a very extensive auto body repair shop in the back.
Yeah.
They also had a separate Corvette body shop repair place next to it. And what little I learned is that it's pretty much and I don't want to say a guessing game because that really is not true.
Mhm.
Most auto repair guys that do the estimates, for the most part, are generally pretty schooled. But
Yeah.
as you mentioned, and I think it's really important to point out here, that when you take your car in to get an estimate, it is just that, an estimate.
Yeah.
Because what they can see and what the actual mechanic that is doing the work sees could be completely different, because there's so many other hidden parts that are not visible to the eye
Yeah, supplemental.
that you have to fix this. You have to have that bracket, that mount, whatever the case may be, that's bent, damaged, somehow is messed up. For me to get that fender aligned properly to the rest of the hood, the bumper, all of that, I've got to have that bracket. And that bracket may be $100. It may be $5,000 because it involves other things and other parts.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
And because the price of the job is not set in stone until the job is actually finished, because even when you get the car in the shop, you haven't taken it apart and you don't know all the complexities of the job until it's done. There's no real harm, in my opinion, in giving a person an initial estimate off of a photo, given the fact that it's going to change anyways. And the real problem here is just the fact that nobody, or at least the average person who's not a car enthusiast, has even a shadow of an understanding of how much they probably should be paying going in. And so what we're doing is we're saying, okay, you have, let's say, a dent on the back panel above your wheel. Like, that's probably going to cost you somewhere in the range of $1,500 to $2,000. And then they can start thinking in the back of their head about, like, should I go through insurance and other questions like that. We've gotten some pushback. I will admit that we've gotten some pushback when it comes to, generating estimates based off of photos. But the reality is, we just tell customers that these estimates are subject to change upon the in-person inspection. We're really just giving people options. And the other thing I'll just quickly note is their shops' labor rates are very different, and so what we're seeing is that we are providing people with recommendations to reputable shops that where the prices change somewhat significantly. And so, depending on the person's car, or what quality of repair they're really looking for, are they only looking for OEM parts, or are they okay with just certified aftermarket parts? They might decide to go for a slightly cheaper job, and we want to give them that option.
Well, there's also after the service after the repair, because you might have you get your vehicle back on a Tuesday, and next Saturday, if there's a little rattle, there's something not right, something this doesn't drive correctly, that also has to go back, and then there's probably more money added to that.
Well, Jeff has a perfect example. I mean, his Cadillac SRX got bashed in pretty bad.
Yeah, T-boned. Yeah,
T-boned.
Oh,
And then somebody stepped up to the plate and says, "Oh, I can fix it for this
yeah.
amount."
It was actually a Cadillac dealer.
A Cadillac dealer.
Yeah, their collision service.
Yeah. And tell the story.
And the vehicle ended up it went down the road sideways. The paint was wrong. This was back in 2013. The paint was wrong, was the wrong color, different shade. The car ran sort of like a dog down the road, dog leg.
Crabbing down the road.
Down the road. And so I wasn't satisfied, and they kept saying, no, we'll fix it. So I took it to another dealer, and I had the insurance agents meet me there. And of course, the claim of the guys, the insurance company for the person that hit me. And they said, look, we lifted the car up. The car was bent. There was frame pieces that were just not right. And they ended up buying the car back. And I got another car out of it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised in that instance they didn't just declare it totaled.
Well, and that was the original thought behind the initial accident. Well, this is pretty bad, and they said no, we can fix it. So
yeah,
that was the story.
And there are reputable car dealers, and some are questionable. And
Yeah.
this was not in the Houston market. This was in another
It was
market.
in Corpus Christi.
Yeah. And all I can think of is, hey, they wanted the business. It was a big job, clearly, if it was
It was
T-bone.
Big dealership too.
Yeah. And so they took the job on, not thinking that anybody would ever take it back and go, hey, it's crabbing down the road. That's major damage.
Well,
there.
this is on the dealer, because we all have standards and quality that we go by. It was just not a quality follow up. There was a bunch of things that went wrong from the beginning, the estimate, the people that were working on it, the stories they were telling on how they could do it. So it all compiled, and eventually they bought the car back.
So this is interesting. Without going into too much detail, the way I see the landscape of auto body shops is there's kind of like three levels. The top level is those certified shops that are certified by a manufacturer, like a BMW manufactured, a BMW certified shop, or a Cadillac, in your example, certified shop. And in my experience, those shops are the highest quality. They're only using the
Oh, great.
OEM parts.
Yeah.
And they're also their repair jobs are at the highest price tag. So that's sort of tier one. And then tier two is maybe the shops that have 4 or 5 locations throughout a city, and they're only using certified parts. And then the bottom tier, and a lot of these bottom tier, I don't want to say bottom tier, but they're not necessarily using certified parts, and it can be hit or miss depending on the
Right.
shop you go to.
The independents.
The independents, and a lot of them are great, by the way. So I don't want to like speak ill of them.
No, and some of that depends on the insurance company can kind of force some of that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly. Consider it as a good, better, best.
exactly. And so the way that I go about deciding like what shops to recommend to folks using my app is based off of Google and Yelp reviews. So I'm just saying I'm not going to recommend a shop that has less than 4.5 stars out of 5 and has fewer than 100 reviews, because that's just sort of like a grassroots way of determining if a shop's been getting good reviews in the past.
Yeah, you got to have a base to start with.
But
Yeah.
even that's not scientific, because anybody could load up one of those sites pretty easily.
What do you mean load up?
Load it up. In
Just
other
go
words,
in and
go in and
manipulate
say,
it.
this is a great dealership, and then
Yeah.
hey, you've got a buddy that does the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be a business unto itself. So there's
Yeah,
nothing really foolproof about anything.
Which is why I'm very shy about recommending shops. I'd rather just give people the options. And so I'm saying, okay, these are 4 different shops I got quotes from. This is the different prices that they're giving me for your damage case, and then you can decide. And I try to steer people depending on their car. Like I might say, like, okay, you have a brand new 2025 BMW. You should probably care about getting those OEM parts and going to a certified shop. Whereas maybe if your car is worth $7,000, you don't really want to be paying top dollar for new OEM parts, and you can go to a shop that maybe is just using certified parts. So it depends on the customer, but I want people to make the decisions they're going to make based off of their financial circumstances, their car, etc. I just want to give them the options, because right now there's no tool out there that says, across these 4 shops, these are the 4 prices they think it'll cost.
and that's what I really liked about looking at it, because one of my granddaughters wrecked her car, not
Yeah.
a 150,000 mile car going back forth to school. Anyway, the way it got wrecked, I didn't have any idea what it was going to cost. Is this something we really want to fix, or is this car totaled or whatever, and go the insurance. So to me, the information that you can get from this Auto Fix It app by the pictures and stuff gives you a little more information to start your decision process. And then you start talking about going to the shops and looking at them.
Yeah, and again, I tell people the AI is as good as the technology is these days. You take a photo and it's going to give you an estimate, and we've trained it to be pretty good. And just to give you guys a little bit of information about it, like we always aim high on the estimate that we create, but the real estimates are what you're going to get from shops. So the real value add that we're creating is connecting people to shops in whatever zip code they give us. And so we're serving as like a price transparency tool, but also just a shop discovery tool. Like Google has a bunch of shops, but we're tailoring shops based off of our filtering criteria, like the 4.5 stars and the shops we know.
Right.
I'm based in LA, so we've already started to build out a network of shops out here.
How are things in LA today?
So when it comes to the auto body market, I've talked to nearly 100.
It's jacked up. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Well, prices are all over the place. So as far as jacked up, the prices are all over the place. But when it comes to the shop owners, they're all telling me that it's a drought right now. No one's getting customers. It's really tough out there. And then I asked them why, and they're saying, well, we think it's a combination of inflation and tariffs. Tariffs are making their costs higher, and inflation is making people have less money in their pockets. But I'm getting a lot of positive reception to my app on the supply side, on the shop side, just because everyone's needing new customer inflow.
They just don't know where to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just tough out here. And again, like people have said that in the auto body industry have said very, to be honest, bad things about Yelp and Google. Everyone's sort of like 50-50 on, just indifferent. Like Yelp, though, I mean, they're paying and they're not getting any quality leads. Yelp and Google are providing people leads, providing shops leads for people that might not even have car damage in the first place. So it's like, why are they paying for those leads?
And I would think the businesses would like your app to the point, in my mind, a customer comes in, they've been on your app, they've got an idea that this is, AI says this is a $7,000 repair. Yeah. He looks at it and he says, okay, it's really a 10. It's a whole lot easier to explain going from 7 to 10 because of buried sensors, things that the AI can't see, than it is to go from, if they come in thinking, well, this is only going to be $1,500 and now it's 10. So to me, I think it would help them explain and help them deal with their customer a little bit better too.
Yeah, though I will admit I would prefer that we tell them 10 and then the shop tells them 7.
Well, yeah.
And so what we've ended up programming is for our technology to always guess high, and also to create a range. So the ranges that we're putting, depending on the base number, might be as much as like $1,000 or $500 in each direction, just because it's impossible to be certain. But we would much rather tell a customer it's going to be $3,000 just to set expectations, and then have shops come in at around $1,900.
Elon,
that'd be great.
Is it AutoFixit, OTTO Fixit, FIXIT.com?
That's the website, and from our website you can download the app.
Cool.
Got it. Very good. Well, this is great information, and hey, best of luck to you. It sounds like you got a hit on your hands, so let's see how it works out. Heck, I might be going down the street over here and find out that I've been referred by AutoFixit.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the time.
No problem. Thank you. We appreciate Have a good one. You. Yeah. Hey, just ahead, Jeff's Car Culture, and this week it's same car, different names.
Oh yeah.
Plus, Mr. Mars has 10 things to do at the State Fair. Is that open next weekend?
It's open right now.
Yeah, I think it's this Thursday.
Yeah, county fair's open now.
Yeah.
The county fair is this
Fort Bend County.
Yeah, but we're talking about
the big state fair.
Big
up in the Big D.
Yeah. All right. That's coming up. 10 things to do at the State Fair this year. After this quick break here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Stay with us. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
I like it.
Mr.
What can you say?
Well,
I think I know the guy.
Do you?
I don't know.
With the guy on the mini bike?
You know the old one, the old guy that was in there.
The old guy.
There's like 7
with the Dr. Spock wave. That one. Hey, thanks for being with us today. In Wheel Time, invite you to join us 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday for our live show about all things automotive and personal behavioral suggestions. Thanks for being with us today. Time now for Jeff's Car Culture. Same car, different names.
Yeah, it's sort of like a Cadillac SRX that turned into a V. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Sort of. So for decades, car manufacturers have confused buyers by offering models with an array of identities. Now that picture right there, that is a Land Rover. It's 11 different names that vehicle has been on
What?
over the years. Yeah.
Really?
It's a practice known as badge engineering, not to be confused with platform sharing or joint ventures, all of which have become increasingly common in recent years. Some car companies have overindulged, while others know better than to mess with their branding. 6 decades of badge engineering cars. And you'll see that some automakers crop up from time to time. You'll see that in this whole segment. So here we go, Michael. Push the button. Number 1, Cimarron Cadillac. In 1982, there were 2 models of this vehicle. When GM raised it in the early 80s, that BMW and Mercedes were stealing sales and parts for the luxury car market, it stuck Cadillac badges onto Chevrolet Cavaliers in a bid to compete with the smaller luxury car class. But the high prices and 4-cylinder engines made the Cimarron, which is pictured here, a laughingstock. Even in the introduction of a V6 in 1985, it did nothing to make the car more sellable. Shame on them. The next one is a Lancia Delta. It's a 2011 model. There were 2.
That's a
2 models, yeah.
wait, that's a Chrysler.
When Fiat merged with Chrysler, it proved how shameless it could be with its abuse of brands. First, we got the Lancia Delta. Then we got the Lancia Ypsilon, rebadged as a Chrysler for the UK, sort of like a menage a trois.
Oh my God!
For the UK market, hopelessly ambitious premium pricing, and the Chrysler 200, which is pictured here, and Grand Voyager were rebadged as Lancias. The former sold as the Flavia and was notably
the
unsuccessful.
Flavia Lancia.
I guess.
It had something to do with verbs.
There you go. Speaking of menage a trois, check this one out. 3, Volkswagen, 2011. There were 3 models. Now check this out. The Volkswagen Group rules the roost when it comes to rebadging. Its first generation of the MQB platform fueled 15 different models, but sometimes we get the same car wearing different badges instead, with no attempt to separate them, which is why Volkswagen, pictured on the right, the right bottom one, also came up virtually identical to the Seat Mai, which is pictured center, and the Skoda Citgo, which is pictured left. Most global markets apart from North America. So they weren't sold here, but they were in other places.
Skoda.
Skoda.
It's a Skoda.
The next one, Michael,
Isn't that a Swedish company?
I think it's
Skoda.
like a vodka drink, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Could be.
Yep.
The Hillman Avenger in 1970. There were 6 models of this bad boy.
Look
Britain's Roost Group
at the
was
family.
added again in the rear-wheel drive family car that arrived in 1970. Originally sold as the Hillman Avenger, there was also the Talbot, the Sunbeam, and the Dodge versions of it, while in the U.S. it sold as a Plymouth Cricket, which is pictured there. In Argentina, it was sold as a Volkswagen.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Plymouth Cricket.
Plymouth Cricket.
I remember that. What year?
80? 70s. In the 70s.
70s.
Yeah, and then of course now they rebadged it into a Volkswagen.
I think that's a 72. The plate on it is
well,
72.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty close. Michael, the next one is a Chevy Captiva. It's a sport model and is in 2006, and there were 7 versions of this.
7, of course.
General Motors gave this car a different identity all over the world. Australia got it as a Holden Captiva, and in the UK it was a Vauxhall Antera.
Vauxhall.
While elsewhere in Europe it was the Opel Antera. Sold as the Saturn Vue in North America. In South America, it was the Chevrolet Captiva, which is pictured here. And in South Korea, it was the Daewoo Windstorm Max.
Daewoo. Now, there's a big name
there's
in
a
automotive
say
history.
That fast 5 times. Michael, the last one we got for you, buddy, is the Suzuki Vitara. 4 models of this, depending on the markets in the Vitara, which is pictured here, was sold as a Suzuki Sidekick. Chevrolet did it as a Tracker and the Geo Tracker. GM's Geo brand from 89 to 2016 consisted entirely of rebadging cars made by other companies. The Prism was really a Toyota Sprinter.
Look at that. That's right in front of a renamed Cracker Barrel.
Exactly. It was a Toyota Sprinter. The Storm was an Isuzu Pulse.
Chiquito.
And the Spectrum was an Isuzu iMark. And the Metro, as we all see, was
my
rebadged as a what? Suzuki Swift.
Hey, Mars, what was the
You could
name
be
of
the
that?
Swifty.
Yeah.
Mars, what was the name of that car that you had last hour? That car that you talked about that we all
The Tata car?
The Tata. Yeah.
Yeah, but what was it? What was the name of it that you called it?
Oh, no, that was the Ford Aspire.
Aspire.
Yeah.
Aspire.
Aspire.
You called it Aspire.
Aspire. Got my East Texas twang in there.
From the Tata Motor Company, the Aspire.
Made by Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
There you go. Rebadged, renamed.
Okay. It's time now for Mr. Mars Driving Destinations 10 things to do at the State Fair of Texas.
Yes, sir. Let me get right back over here, and
You
we
know,
are getting after it.
I think that you just need to concentrate on putting all this stuff up, and just not even paying any attention to us.
Well, I don't. Did I start? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. You've never started paying attention to us.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. So this week, Texas State Fair started. So we're going to take a quick look at 10. There's lots of things to do, but there's 10 things you need to be sure and do. Big Tex towers more than 50 feet. It greets everybody coming into the fairgrounds.
That's
He's
the
got-
one that burned up the
I was
other.
about to
Yes, he
say,
did.
caught fire a couple years ago.
He's got a much darker tan now, but he's been greeting fairgoers since 1952.
He's got Aspire.
Then, and of course, if you're there, one of the things that you got to
Spider,
do
doesn't it?
is the annual fried food competition. Now,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not good food, fried food, no matter what. And they also have some sipper drink entries this year. You can taste all the finalists, cast your
Is
own
that
opinions.
a pickle with what is that? A pickle with cereal on it, or is
It's
that
that Mexican,
sprinkles?
like a corn?
I don't
No,
know.
it's a
It talks
pickle.
about
pickle, but they roll it in.
a bacon deviled egg sliders, deep fried deli tacos. I think that's a banana, isn't it?
No, it looks like a
No, I don't know. Didn't ask. Going on the Texas Ferris wheel. Now, this thing is 212 feet tall, so it's
Aye,
not
aye, aye.
necessarily for
me.
for people that don't want to get up high. But you can get some really panoramic views of Dallas itself on a good clear night, as well as
good.
Fair Park. There's 44 gondolas, so they can carry a lot of people, and they really light it up at night. Now, moving on to, speaking of rides, the Midway rides and games. There are over 70 rides down on the Midway, from kid rides up to the more adult type rides that kids can't get on, like the 500-foot top of Texas Tower. There's the 1914 Denzel Carousel, and they've also
Named after
added
Denzel Washington, no doubt.
could be. They have the 177-foot portable swing tower. That'll give you some serious aerial thrills, I believe. But here's one. Now, Don, this is for you.
Is this an Aspire?
No, this is inside the Creative Arts Building. Visitors will
What up?
find displays of fine arts, photography, quilting, home, and the world famous butter sculptures. Now, this is a historical tradition, and you can get all these things right here. This is just 4 examples of butter sculptures, including the
there's
Marilyn Monroe.
Look, there's Jeff over there on the lower
There you
right hand
go, there you
side.
go.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
about
yeah.
that? With my mullet. There you
I
go.
don't know how they keep it from all melting, but I did not know that was there, and so I've never been there and seen it.
Well,
Yeah, when you go inside there, you have to make it a sweater weather kind of
Yeah.
visit.
and the display
Could
next
be.
to it, the display next to it is toast.
Yeah,
Toast.
yeah, they give you a knife when you go in.
There you go.
So moving on to the auto show. Now, this is one of the big things. This is generally where I go whenever I go up there. So they've got all kinds of
You haven't
cars
been
in here.
seen there in years.
He's not allowed,
Beside
he's
the
not
point.
allowed.
When I have been, but you can go through and get, you got vehicles on the outside, on the inside. They've actually got a few places that you can actually drive them around some tracks.
Look, it's got an Aspire right there,
There
in
you
the
go.
middle.
Right there in the
Featured.
orange one, right there in the
Featured,
middle.
yeah.
Then, if
Made 'em-
you want some other things that are a little more active, you can also go to the rodeo. They
Too.
got daily livestock shows, judging, full rodeos with bull riding, barrel racing, and roping events. Got 4-H and FFA participants, so you can go through all the barns and do the rodeos in the evening under the lights. And another one I did not know was there. They actually have Lagoon Park, and this was not there the last time I was there for sure. This is part of their family-friendly attractions. Their animatronic dinosaur exhibits and interactive shows. Puts it in a lagoon setting to make it more realistic. Then, if you're interested in stuff that's more sports, because they are right there by the football stadium, they have the women's soccer championship there. They have the State Fair Classic, which is an HBCU football game between Prairie View A&M and Grambling inside the Cotton Bowl. And, of course, the big one, the Red River rivalry, where Texas and Oklahoma play, which I believe is going on today. And, of course, they have, again, back to the rodeo stuff. But there's lots of things to do up there, but this is just 10 of the bigger things. Some of them I didn't even know existed.
Well, there you go. Once again, we don't know what we don't know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. In Wheel Time Car Talk continues right after this quick break. Let's see how. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Rev up your engines. It's time to roll back in style at the Back to the Past Car Show. Join the Spring Branch Senior High School Foundation Saturday, October 18th at Cornerstone Academy, 9016 Westview Drive in Houston. Classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles, family fun, food, music, and memories. There's something for everyone. Proceeds benefit local students and programs. Don't miss the shine, the chrome, and the nostalgia. 10 to 2, Saturday, October 18th, Back to the Past Car Show. SpringbranchBears.com/car show for more information. In Wheel Time will be there too. Don't have the music this morning. I figured out what I did. You don't want to know.
No, we don't want to know. We'll just.
It's something. It has something to do with Mars Aspire that he reviewed earlier today. Just saying. Hey, welcome. It's the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, John Gray, how to choose the best detailer, paint protector, and what to look for. Plus, Jeff will have the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars from Meaderville, Texas, over there on the right-hand side of your screen. We always need more Jeff Zekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Do we have our guest?
No, John, I just texted him, and I'm not sure where he's
I'm
at.
not John. I'm Don.
I know, but I just
John. Yeah.
I just texted John.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that he's trying to get into the portal right now.
Well, he was adamant that he was going to be here on time.
Take a look at that Aspire.
I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one. See if we can find a window view of
You
an
know what's going to
Aspire.
happen next week in the pool, in the media pool? He's going to get one to drive.
An Aspire?
Yeah.
I don't think they make an Aspire
Well,
anymore.
We'll name it that.
Mm-hmm. Thank goodness that car doesn't have two T's in the middle of it. I do have some stories to tell you about.
Okay.
One of them is this story. This falls under the bad dealer category.
Again.
A customer buying and financing a vehicle at a dealership is a daily occurrence. A customer buying and financing 6 vehicles at a cost of more than $385,000 in 4 days through 5 different lenders is not. But that's what Umakel Angelo allegedly did in August, as detailed in a criminal complaint and arrest affidavit from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office Auto Theft Crimes Task Force. How do you fit that on the door?
Or on a business card.
Angelos, it's Angulos. Arrest is one of 3 made recently, and what investigators say are multi-million-dollar hits to dealerships and lenders. And the complaints don't identify those affected. Such activity is consistent with what is known in the industry as a, quote, credit bust out, end quote, which is an emerging criminal trend within the auto finance industry, the complaint said. During a credit bust out, an individual typically purchases numerous vehicles during an abbreviated period of time before the vehicle purchases reflect on their credit report. The alleged perpetrators lie on loan application forms, falsely claiming large salaries in order to purchase the vehicles. The liens are often washed and the vehicles sold out of state or out of the country. All 3 men were caught in the task force's ongoing investigation of auto thefts run by multiple cells and organizations. That, according to Anthony Alonso, who talked to Automotive News. Those 3 suspects were straw buyers at the bottom of the criminal organizations based in Florida, but operate across state and national lines. So be aware about that for you lenders and auto dealers that are watching the show today, because there are guys out there trying to rip off your cars, and they're not out of any money. As a matter of fact, they go and turn the cars over and make millions.
Well, a straw buyer, there's a definition. They're not really the buyer. They're buying for someone else.
Yeah.
So
To hide the
Yeah.
Identity of those
And
that they're actually
for other
buying
reasons,
for.
taxes, probably, you never know.
There's that. So I know that when we get a hold of John, that he's going to be very apologetic. Either that or he's going to thumb his nose at us and say, "I'll never be with you again."
We should invite him to the studio. Mike should invite him down to Nederland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, he
That's
could have,
not- that's somehow
John and
that's
him
not-
together, like you and I are together here.
Here's another story. A group representing nearly all major automakers asked President Trump to roll back aggressive vehicle emissions limits that seek to force the industry to build a rising number of electric vehicles. The Alliance for Automotive Innovation, which represents GM, Toyota, Volkswagen, Hyundai, and other major automakers, said in a filing with the Environmental Protection Agency that legislation signed by President Trump in June will increase the effective price of EVs and could lead to a near-term decline in EV market share. The 2024 Biden rules aim to cut passenger vehicle fleet-wide tailpipe emissions by nearly 50% by 2032 compared with the 2027 projected levels. The EPA forecasts between 35% and 56% of new vehicles sold between 2030 and 2032 would need to be electric. On September 30th, the 7,500 EV tax credit expires, and automakers warn that a significant portion of automakers may lose a battery production tax credit for EVs, typically worth $3,000 per year per car next year under the law. In July, the EPA proposed rescinding the long-standing finding that greenhouse gas emissions endanger human health, removing the legal foundation for all U.S. greenhouse gas regulations, a move that would end current limits on greenhouse gas pollution from vehicle tailpipes. Democrats in Congress and environmental groups have called on the EPA to drop its plan and retain the rules. I don't think it's going to work. I think that it's going to change.
To be determined.
And well, nobody's buying EVs.
Yeah.
And you know my feeling toward EVs. I think that they're going to be a portion of the mix in new car sales. Good if you are in a position that you can afford an EV and you've got the wherewithal to get it charged during the day, during the night, that sort of stuff, and you want to hassle with all that. Good for you.
Well, you got to figure out how you're going to use the EV. What is your vehicle? What is your transportation going to be? Then you figure that out. Well, will an EV work for this scenario, or will a truck work, or will a sedan work, or a station wagon, whatever the case? You got to figure that out first before you just go buy an EV. They're running deals on them. I see the deals on TV all the time. Get $17,000 off this, blah blah blah. Buy 2, you get the 3rd one free, or something. All that.
Yeah, and it's like we've talked before. If you go to an EV, it's a lifestyle change. You're not just going out and buying a car and saying, I'm going to keep driving the way I do every day, because you're not going to do that. Whether you're charging at home or you're charging at superchargers on the way to work or not, you are not. It's just a lifestyle change that a lot of people don't want to make.
You know what I think we need to do is when Mars talks from the lower right box, when he's little bitty, we need to change it.
I could do that, but see,
the timbre of his voice.
I froze up again.
He's all frozen in there.
Yeah, that's right.
He's all frozen in there.
Put us down in a small box, Mike. Put us down.
No. I got IT. I got somebody from IT looking at it while I'm froze. I'm not changing it. I'm going to let them look at it for a minute.
Okay, well, I still think that you need to change your voice and make it a little bit high pitched. You need a little bitty box down there in the little bitty mic box.
I could do it like this, maybe.
Yes, that's perfect.
Very good.
You know, there are devices that we could hook up to this entire console thing the way that we do this, that I could change the
I
pitch
could
of
run
your
the sound
voice.
effects. We need a sound effects. And David, send us the sound effects. If you're
No, we don't need another piece of equipment. You just do it. And what is it?
Nothing.
No, tell me.
I was going to say, I just lost my
That's
train of
not
thought
what
with
you were
Mike.
going to say.
Oh, Mike can do the signing for the hearing impaired in that corner.
The signing.
You could do the
Yeah,
sign.
I got your sign right here.
But he just signed Aspire or something.
Aspire.
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 What's he doing down there?
Yeah.
Down
Aspire.
here.
I know. There he is. He's right
Right
there.
there.
Right there. Can you see him over there?
I'm not touching you.
I'm
not
waving,
touching
I'm waving.
you. Nee, 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 right there. Right there. This is our new
12-year-old edition.
12-year-old edition of doing this via a green screen
It's fun.
in separate parts of the world. Thankfully, Jeff and I are over here where we know how to pronounce a car called Aspire. But Mars is over there in a part of the country that they call it an Aspire. What is that, Mars? That's an Aspire.
Next week, let's all wear green shirts.
So all you will see is our heads.
That's it. Yeah.
I think that would be an absolute riot.
We'll have to do that for like Halloween.
Halloween. That would be good.
The Halloween show.
Floating heads. You'll see nothing but our heads and our Aspires.
Hey, and I got the commercial for it.
There you go.
The Norelco razor with Santa Claus, floating heads, floating all the way. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where the razor would float
Christmas
across
is
the
coming.
snow.
Snow, yeah.
Good stuff.
Cut the-
Well, I would tell you what John sent me a text, and basically what it says, there's no Amelia there, and a few other words that I'm not going to say on the air, and that's kind of it. So I guess he's busy.
Okay, so it's up to you to find somebody to talk to us for the next 10 minutes. So I think that what Jeff and I are going to do, we're going to sit here and we're going to let you go ahead and take over the show.
There you go.
And,
With my frozen image.
with your frozen image, and then Jeff and I can sit here and we could, in an eeny meeny box, we could talk like this.
And we could talk like this all the time. We could do everything. We just need one of them voice boxes.
No, well, that's what I said. It's a very simple thing, and we can adjust the pitch, which is what you're talking about, and we can make you sound like a little girl. Not that you don't already.
I was going to say. Yeah, I have heard some of my recordings.
I hope all of them.
Yeah, a few.
So, Mars, where's your car review these days?
I am going to send one more letter and find out, see what the holdup is. I haven't got a response to my last 2 emails about getting started on the new models. So I'm a little irritated that I haven't heard anything. At least tell me no if that's the case. But I haven't got the answer.
I see.
They'll do it.
Yeah. And one of the other manufacturers, of course, where I'm at over here in the right side of Texas, that they don't have
That's
anybody that
really the wrong side of Texas.
No,
but
it's
that's
the right
okay.
side of Texas. Look at the map. We're on the right side.
Yeah, no, it's the
And,
wrong side.
Well, it is if you want to get a car from the press fleet, because
Yeah.
one of the companies, one of the smaller companies, says they just don't have anybody that they can send this far over here. Too
Meet 'em.
far.
Well, you know,
So,
how about meeting them
Yeah.
somewhere?
offered to meet them in Houston. They come to Houston quite regularly. Fine, I'll come over there. Well, then they can't wash it, and they can't do it. I said, just give me the car. I'll wash it. Well, that's not how they do things.
Okay.
You want me to call him, Mike?
I think somebody ought to call them.
What do you want us to call them?
I've called them just about every name in the book right now at the moment, but
Well, I think what you
They
need to
didn't
do
do
is go
much
to the
good.
manufacturers.
well, that would be my next step. I'm going to see where the larger breaks out of this deal and see what they do.
Good stuff.
But it's something. But we get, we can do. Yeah, we get a few comments on the driving destinations at Jeff's Car Culture. Some people seem to like some of that stuff.
They better.
I like Jeff's car culture.
They better like it. Or I'll send you to their house.
Do that. Do that. Well, I can throw in another couple of stories
Sure,
here
do that.
if you'd like.
Yeah, because John's still saying,
No.
"Damn it, it's all I get out of him."
California will not backfill a $7,500 federal tax credit for buyers of electric vehicles that is set to expire next week. Governor Newsom said reversing an earlier pledge to restart the state's own EV subsidies. He says, quote, "We can't make up for the federal vandalism of those tax credits.
Oh, That was good.
The state will support expanding EV infrastructure, but not the direct subsidies that we cannot make up for. Okay. Because I think that really the bottom line is that this is just my belief. I don't think at this point anymore, because EV is not new. They've been around a while. The government has basically given everybody a break to get an EV in their house with a tax,
Incentivize.
If they want
with a
it.
tax break, a $7,500 tax break. I get that. But the time has come for them to stand on their own merit. And if you want a vehicle, an electric vehicle that is competing against a hybrid or a gasoline vehicle, then they ought to go head to head. Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, why
Right.
not?
Well, it's like the Saturn. You remember the Saturn? GM subsidized that vehicle for years until they finally just said we can't do it no more, and boom, it was gone.
Because
And
they
that's where
lost
they
money on every single one that they
Well, it's
made.
manufacturer
Exactly.
against manufacturer is what it is. And you got more money for marketing, then you'll probably sell more cars.
The nation's new, I'm going to read this story and then we'll move on. Nation's new top auto safety regulator said his agency should encourage industry innovation by modernizing outdated rules that add cost and roadblocks. Jonathan Morrison, confirmed September 18th to lead NHTSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, said it is at the center for automotive research management briefing seminars that he wants the agency's safety experts to better engage with the auto industry about new technology. At the same time, he said NHTSA should work to identify and update existing rules that have become antiquated through technology advancements. Morrison becomes the first permanent NHTSA administrator since 2022, when Stephen Cliff stepped down to join the California Air Resources Board. Good for him. Morrison, the agency's chief counsel, said during the first Trump administration, he also handled legal and regulatory affairs for Apple and earlier for the California New Car Dealers Association. He takes the helm of NHTSA amid criticism of the agency for moving too slowly. Well, he says that he's going to change that. So they're going to look at all the rules and regulations and say, well, this was made in 1969. Why are we still working with this? It's outdated. Don't need that anymore. Let's move on.
Didn't Elon and his crew come through there and chop heads and make changes? I thought that was
Well,
going
that's
on.
across all of the agencies throughout the government. But
Nothing specific for that.
I don't think so. Anyway, all right, let's take a break, shall we? Coming up, the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll have a couple more stories making automotive news headlines this week. On the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, we continue right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupe Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupe Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupe Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupe Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupe experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupe beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupe Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupe Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
Meet that guy that did that voice over there. I'm going to meet him, shake his hand, say good job.
Yeah, you'll
Oh,
have to go up
Mr.
there to
Mars
do
is
that.
unfrozen.
Oh, look at that.
Just in time to finish the show, Mr. Mars.
But timing. It's all in the timing.
You need to do one of these, Mike, when you're make sure that you're not frozen. There you go.
That's it.
Keep doing that.
Okay. Be sure and join us for our live show every Saturday. Here's 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, InWheelTime.com. Thanks for joining us today. Time now for Jeff's Cruise In and Events calendar.
There you go. So this is the NMCC Painted Church Cruise, October 4th, which is next week from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's at the Buc-ee's in Waller. Now, if you're on-
Painted Church Cruise.
If you know Buc-ee's, you know that there's one in Waller. So it's the Painted Church Cruise will start at Buc-ee's in Waller. It's a meetup at 7 a.m. The group departs at 7:30 shop with the participants, and alternatively, they meet up in Schulenburg Chamber of Commerce between 9 and 9:30. So it's sort of like a mini Hot Rod Tour Texas, which there's a lot of those going on right now. So there is a $25 entry fee. You get a map for all the designated stops and everything.
Oh,
the
it's a
actual
church cruise.
It's a church cruise. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
So then we got one in Stafford, moving along the different part of the world. Local Bar and Grill Car and Truck Show. October 4th is from 8 to 2. It's at Fountain Lake Drive in Stafford, Texas. Registrations are, you can register, you have to register. 15 show classic cars, trucks, attendees to expect 7 best of categories. Registration begins the event of the day. So respond to any of that and you
see
can,
that.
there you go. Down in Stafford. I don't think it's the place you're talking about if you were thinking that. Seafair's 50th anniversary in Seabreeze Drive in Rockport, which is very cool. Fulton Seafair will celebrate its 50th anniversary with a 4-day festival in Rockport, October 2nd through the 5th. Features live entertainment, food, art, crafts, vendors, all that good stuff. Take the kids. There's a carnival, there's crab races, water activities, boat and car show. So that'd be fun
Crab
too.
races.
Crab races. You know, those crabs running around.
Uh-huh.
Okay. From 11 to 4.
How do-
Cardboard
how do they
boat
look?
races.
How
They
do they
go
look?
like
Uh-huh.
that, sideways.
Like your car.
Yeah, my old one. Yeah. Cardboard boat races. And then, of course, near you, Mike, we got Mauriceville Cruise In, October 5th.
Yay!
11-261.
You hang out
Texas
over in
12
Mauriceville?
in
No.
Orange, Texas. Mauriceville Cruising Classics. They meet first Sunday every month to 12 noon.
Mars could drive his Aspire
There
over
you go. Classic cars, hot rods, rat rods, aspires, resto mods, all kinds of stuff going on there. So Mike sent me this one. Is Back to the Past Car Show, the annual classic car, truck, and motorcycle show museum. And it's an open house from 10 a.m. to 2. Cornerstone Academy at 9016 Westview Drive in Houston. Springbranchbears.com if you want to find out more. Car show for more information. In Wheel Time, we'll be there at 10 a.m. to noon. And that is, what is that, Michael? Where's the date?
October 18, I believe.
October 18th. Okay, I didn't see that. Cool, October 18th. And then we got Heroes and Hot Rods, the Veterans Weekend coming up. Car Show's popular automotive event. In 2024, they had approximately 400 vehicles. Well, we just saw the commercial, right? Estimated 4,000 to 5,000 attendees in the event. Sunday's car show is expected to attract 400, display along the historic downtown Main Street, side streets, and parking lots. So it's Friday, November 7th, and Saturday, November 8th.
I believe that's the weekend that I go to collect Katie's car and bring it back to Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, it is that weekend. And I heard from him this week they've already got over 350 cars registered. So
That's
they're
cool.
gonna sell it out. It'll be a big show.
Well, I think that you need to go there and do this show from there since I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a thought. Jeff and I could go up there and
Yeah.
walk around and look at some cars.
What's this, Jeff?
Not you do look at cars, do this show.
From there,
Yeah, go find an
I'm
Aspire.
having enough
up
trouble
there.
doing it from here right now.
You're doing fine, Michael. You're doing great. Anyways, that's what's going on. If you've got a local event in your area, go support it. It's always fun to meet new people and see the hot rods, steal ideas. If you want to rebrand a car, that's what we should do. We should get a Corvette. We take your Corvette and put
And-
Ford
Oh,
emblems
yeah.
all over it.
No.
We could take your Corvette up there to do the show from up
No.
there.
No, you're not allowed to. But I will tell you this. If you can find an Aspire
Emblem.
emblem, I want to put it on the Corvette.
I know some designers that could probably make one.
No, I want the original
Original
one from an Aspire.
Okay. And if anybody out there knows of one, George,
If you own a junkyard and you have an Aspire in
we
your
want the label. We want the nameplate.
Bars, what is the name of that? That's an Aspire. A what?
I
An Aspire.
guess I need to get out of East Texas a little bit more.
A little bit.
Apparently, but now's not the time. I think
Landlocked
your
right
day is
now.
past.
Very good.
Golly.
Very good.
Here is a story that I can't imagine, but okay. This is from Automotive News. A dealer who owns a Toyota and Volvo location in Haverhill, Massachusetts, is suing his co-owner brother alleging breach of fiduciary duty, breach of contract, conversion, whatever that is, unjust enrichment, and related claims. Mark Jafarian's lawsuit contends Gary Jafarian, CEO of Jafarian Automotive Group, which sells Toyotas and Volvos under one rooftop, quote, has leveraged his position to illegally and justifiably deprive his brother of any mechanism to share in the financial success of the business.
I'm telling Mom.
The lawsuit accuses Gary Jafarian of denying his brother access to essential financial information in corporate books, quote, siphoning money from the business to benefit himself and his immediate family, and unjustifiably terminating Mark Jafarian's salary and health benefits while he was recovering from throat cancer.
So took his money and fired, or took his paycheck too.
The complaint says Gary Jafarian placed his own son in a position of authority and paid him lavish compensation, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars from the business. Although the business is profitable and successful, its deserved potential success has been inhibited due to Gary's substandard management and unlawful misconduct. Boys, just take it out back, bare-fisted, and go for it. Whoever wins, wins.
Go to your room.
And then go to your room.
Yeah.
Pal. American Honda has ended production of the Acura ZDX. That's kind of a surprise. It's
Yeah.
an electric midsize crossover built for the brand by General Motors. Now, you just did a story about that.
Yep.
After just one model year and fewer than 20,000 sales in North America, good luck in trying to find a part for that. The ZDX, a product of Honda's collaboration with GM, shared underpinnings with the Cadillac Lyriq.
There you go.
GM began assembling the vehicle in early 2024 at its plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee. An Acura spokesperson confirmed the cancellation, citing the brand's need to, quote, better align our product portfolio with the needs of our customers and market conditions, as well as our long-term strategic goals.
Wow.
And here's a shocker. Aftermarket parts supplier First Brands Group, whose brands range from Anco and Trico wiper blades to Fram filters, is preparing to file for bankruptcy as soon as next week and is looking to secure a loan of at least $1 billion to keep the business running while it reorganizes. That, according to people familiar with the negotiations, told Bloomberg. The company's bankers and creditors have been racing to find a way to restructure the company's $6 billion in debt, as investor confidence has deteriorated rapidly over the past 2 weeks. Couldn't you have done something a little sooner?
Maybe.
Lenders have been discussing a so-called debtor-in-possession loan of about $1.25 billion. What a shame to let a company go that far, and now you got to file for bankruptcy.
The history of the company.
They ought to be
longevity.
slapped upside the
Yep.
head.
You know,
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're going to finish up today's show right after this.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Rev up your engines. It's time to roll back in style at the Back to the Past Car Show. Join the Spring Branch Senior High School Foundation Saturday, October 18th at Cornerstone Academy, 9016 Westview Drive in Houston. Classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles, family fun, food, music, and memories. There's something for everyone. Proceeds benefit local students and programs. Don't miss the shine, the chrome, and the nostalgia. 10 to 2, Saturday, October 18th, Back to the Past Car Show. SpringBranchBears.com/car show for more information. In real time will be there too.
Mars, I figured out the music. It took us till the end. It
Hey!
took us until the end of the show.
Let me tell you what it was. You got to push the button.
Oh my God!
You gotta
I
push the button.
know how that is today. I understand completely how it is.
You're out, Mars. That's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at InWheelTime.com. Hey, we're always looking for new, informative, and great automotive things if we can get them on the air. If you have an idea, event, or a road trip destination you'd like us to feature, let us know. Our email is info@InWheelTime.com.
If your board comes with instructions, read it.
When you're looking for award-winning car talk with a messed up man, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app and website.
Let's go
Grab
drink
a
it.
podcast from your favorite podcast store. I got some right over there. Hey, we video stream our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jeff Zekin, the booking agent, video people editor, and Ouija board master, Mike Out of This World Mars, and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. From all of us at In Wheel Time. Have a great week. We'll see you next weekend.